I'ma soon forget. So far between the lines, I'ma write a new set, a new beginning. Reflecting on the times that were that hard. I've fallen down many times, but I got mad hard. You see, I'm in it to win it.
Hey YouTube, we're back. Mexican Lee's Therapy Garage. Kind of woke up a little bit late today. Had to go do some shopping. Got a few things for the wedding coming up. My daughter's wedding. We're in the shop finally. So we're gonna see what we can get done today. It's already mid-afternoon. Shit, probably 3, 4 o'clock. This is what we got going on today. It's gonna be real quick, but this is what we got going on today. Oh yeah, paint stripper. Man, they don't make this stuff like they used to, boy. I can't remember what the chemical is that they took out of this stuff, but this does not work like it used to. But let me put my mask on. This stuff's pretty strong. If anybody does use this, I'd highly recommend putting on a mask, respirator, something, because this stuff is strong, boy. As far as the smell, not so much on how it attacks the paint like it used to be. Used to be able to put this stuff on and it would immediately start eating that paint up. But I'm not going to put it in a cup. Normally I'll put it in a cup, but this is such a big area that I want to strip, so that's not a big deal. But I always just brush it around real good with a spread it out with a good brush. It don't have to be a good brush. Let me emphasize that. It can be cheap, little chip brushes from the dollar store, O'Reilly's. That's where I get my stuff from. But any brush will do. It doesn't have to be a good brush. So you just put that stuff on, spread it out. Pretty decent, pretty thick. I like putting it on thick, this new stuff, because like I said, it does not clean or strip like the old stuff does. But this is some old paint, so it kind of already looks like it's eating it up. It's attacking it pretty good. It's probably old lacquer. I don't think this car has ever been painted, so it's actually working pretty good. I want to hurry up here and get at least all the panels applied. I want to get all this stuff applied on all the panels before it gets dark, before it gets late. That way, at least by tomorrow, it's going to be a little bit cool out. It's not going to be as warm as today. I think today is like 80, 88 maybe, somewhere around there. 85, 88. Well, this stuff got my sinuses burning, boy. But simple, real simple. Just spread that stuff on. If these parts were in the car, I probably wouldn't do this anymore, just because it makes such a mess. Which here I'm going to be scooping some of that up, but I'm gonna put paper down on the floor to catch a lot of that crap. And even if not, I'll get my power washer out and power wash my floor. It needs it anyways. But that's what we got going on today. We're going to try to get all this applied today. Real late start, but at the same time, man, I got my daughter's wedding coming up, and that's going to come super fast. And I got a lot to do before then. Plus car shows with my car club. So I got a lot coming up. Now that the season is, well, here in Texas, the season never stops anyways. But I don't have a car to show, but my car club guys do. So I go and support them. I help them out, get their rides cleaned up, get their displays set up, stuff like that. So that's what I do when I don't have a car. But yeah, man, let's go ahead and get this stuff done, applied. That way we can get this stuff stripped, and hopefully I can get everything done by tomorrow. If I can do that, then during the week, I can come out here and scrape it all off, get it all cleaned off, all the panels. I still got to take the trim off of the fenders, but I want to at least get everything stripped and ready for epoxy primer by next weekend. Well, shit, I'll be out of town next weekend. Well, I can have one of my kids come out and just shoot the epoxy primer because that's simple. So I can get my son to come out and do that for me. That's no big deal. But that's what we got going on today. I may go ahead and just real quick record the video as far as taking it off, getting it cleaned up, prepping the metal for primer. But if not, this is just going to be a real quick overview of what I'm doing right now with this step. So I may go ahead and add a little bit more here and there, but for the most part, this is going to be it. This is all I'm doing, is spreading this stuff on every panel that I have that's left over, ready to go. The headlight buckets, I was thinking about getting those chromed. I'm not 100% sure yet what I'm going to do with those. I don't want a lot of chrome on this car, except for what comes on it. One of my grills is broken, so I'm going to go ahead and make me a new grill out of round tubing, solid tubing. I'm going to go ahead and make me a new grill like I did in my old 76 Monty. Some of this chrome, I need to either get it re-chromed or buy new stuff. So we'll see how it goes. But let's go ahead and get to moving. We'll cut you guys back on a little bit later.
There were flowers all over the place. Gangsters have this thing about flowers. They think whoever sends the biggest arrangement cares the most. It was just like Sonny said it would be. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Yeah. People live and die every fucking day. If I can say some things, just if I may, go get your shit together, handle yourself. Nobody cares about you. Worry about you and your family Jews. Forget the crew, they the screw. Don't mean to misconstrue. Worry.
All right, YouTube, we're back. It is the next day because I ended up going in the house. I did put some paint stripper on the hood. I got tired. I didn't put this mask on, my respirator. So the smell got to me and I was getting a little dizzy. Plus I was hungry, so I went in the house, got something to eat, got lazy, and laid down. So we're back at it today. Paint stripper's working on the hood. I put this on yesterday. And once I got to this point, I stopped. So I got a little bit more to hit here. I'm gonna put some more on here. That way it'll attack this paint a little bit better, because what I just put on the outside on the trunk and the doors, I just laid that down and it's already reacting and peeling this paint up like crazy. I think it's just because of the sun, the heat, the warmth, but it is pretty windy out. It's only like 58 degrees, 60 degrees. It's not gonna get that warm today like yesterday. So we're gonna let this stuff do its job out here. And then while that's going, I'm gonna go ahead and start taking these apart, getting my trim off. I also need to go and find the trim pieces that I did buy from Jesse already, see what I need to buy, and then get this stuff going so I can hurry up and get this body work started. But, oh yeah, I still gotta paint my rim too. I went and bought the paint a couple weeks ago. I just never painted it yet. But this is what we are gonna get done today. I was gonna go shopping again with the wife, but nope, not today. I gotta get this done. So, man, this stuff is working great. Not as good as, like I said, the old school stuff before they took some type of chemical out. In the background, that's my son cutting grass. So I already cut my grass around the whole yard. He does around the pool. But see how it's lifting that paint up already. So it's doing its job. I did it out here so it can be in the gravel, whatever I rinse off with the water. After you wash this stuff off with water, it destabilizes it. I don't know what that exact word is called, but it takes the acidity out of the chemicals that are in this stuff that attacks that paint, so it's not harmful once it hits water. Once water hits it, can't think of the correct term. man, this stuff's working great though. What I'm gonna do is once I get the tops done, then I'm gonna flip everything after I scrape all this crap off. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do the inside of the door jambs underneath the trunk. Get all that down to bare metal, and then we'll go ahead and get some epoxy primer on this. So it's doing its job. But let's go ahead and get inside. Got the Impala and the Regal back here sitting. I had to finish cutting grass too. I got to cut the back half behind the shop. Anyways, YouTube, this is what we got going on today. As you can see, I got a couple yard art stars. I want to sand them down, or scuff them really. I'm just going to scuff them down and paint them black so they match my fence. That way you see them a little bit better. I'm going to go mount those on the fence today too. And I'm hoping to I bought a lock that I need to cut and weld into the frame on my gate. So I'm hoping maybe even to get to that today, but we'll see. I'm gonna try to cram in as much as I can get in today. Yesterday I spent a lot of time in the street, so I didn't get much done here at the house. But today, it's another day. So we're gonna try to do what we can. But I think that's it. Let me go ahead and get to these fenders, start trying to take them apart, and then get some paint stripper on them. All right, we'll cut you back on later.
Sometimes there's a feeling, there's no colors to describe all the things that are in my mind. Oh, sometimes
Mentally feeling like I'm gonna make a killing. Steady puffing that bomb, got my money stacked up to the ceiling. Yeah, you know how it goes, make a few dimes. Now everybody tripping, talking about I need this and I need that. Oh really, now remember that time that you didn't have my back? See, I remember, man, I'll never forget. So you can miss me with that bullshit. You could be the cool kid, drill kid, and I'll be the odd one out, shooting for the stars that I fall.
All right, YouTube, we're back. Real quick, this is what I'm gonna do. I was gonna spread a little bit more on here, but what I'm gonna try to do is, it didn't eat all the way through the primer. And this is the factory paint job. So I'm gonna go ahead and scrape off the top layer and get everything off that I can. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do a second coat. So it's coming off like really simple. I got all the other panels outside the shop already covered with this stuff. So it's definitely doing its job. Just taking a little bit longer than what it used to, like I said, but it's all good. A little expensive for my taste, but it's better than hitting this joker with a bunch of 80 grit and using up the air compressor time, the electricity, wasting paper. I'll just simply do it with this paint stripper. Makes a mess, but the thing is before you do any kind of other work to it, you have to really clean this stuff off really good. Always rinse it with real good water. A lot of water, I mean. I don't have to go buy a specific kind of water, of course. Rinse it with water real good. Wash it down, clean it up. Get all the excess off before you do any kind of body work, primer work, whatever. But I've used this stuff for many years. I love it. Now when I do my 65 Impala, I'm gonna have a guy come out with a truck that does the dustless sandblasting, and I'm gonna have him strip the car with that. Get all the old paint off, rust, because I got some rust on my roof, surface rust. I want to get all that taken off that way. So I'll separate the body, separate all the panels, separate the frame, have everything on racks, and then have them come out and sandblast it for me. So let me go ahead and take care of this, get all this stripped and cleaned up. That way I can put a second coat on it. And then we're gonna go out here. I need to put my gloves on too, my rubber gloves. Then we'll go out here and start scraping this stuff off. Get all that done. If I need a second coat, we'll do a second coat. I hate that it cooled off so much, because that stuff attacked that paint on them doors and that trunk real good. But we'll get as far as we can go. Hopefully I can get everything off and wash down with water real good, bring it back in the shop. That way I could set it back up on the racks and start sanding it down, cleaning it up, getting it ready for a primer. So we're gonna cut you off for a little bit, and then hopefully we can get this done and scrape before nightfall comes. All right, YouTube, we're back. I wasn't even recording. I'm over here, man, just going. It's that old mind, boy. But anyways, it's your boy Mexican Lee back. Pretty much done for today. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you what I got done and what I'm about to finish. I'm not gonna videotape that. Just pretty much gonna conclude this video. But turned around here, I got everything torn apart. All the pieces are over there, all the chrome. A lot of the emblems were so old they broke. The little tabs behind them, they just broke off, so I'm gonna have to buy them new, which I don't mind. I want everything new if I can get it. But I put the second coat of paint stripper on the hood. A lot of it did come down to bare metal. That's bare metal. That gray that you see, that's primer. So I just put another second coat on here so I can get all that crap off, get it down all the way down to bare metal. That's all the old paint. This right here had some Bondo work on it. So this top half above the pinstripe, that stripped off real easy, super easy. So I knew once this was hard to do, hard to take off, scrape off, I knew there was body work underneath that. So that's no big deal. This fender just about done. No Bondo on there. Plastic is, all the paint's off of that. Trunk went down to bare metal grate. Doors as well. So all that's done. Now I'm gonna go get the water hose, put on my big rubber boots, and go ahead and rinse all this stuff down and get this acid deactivated. This didn't go down to bare, it didn't go down to bare metal. There's still some primer on it, but that's no big deal, because I'm not sure if I want to send this in to get chrome plated, or if I want to make my own grills, buy the factory grills. I'm not to that point yet. So I may just make my own grill like I did on my old 76 Monty. See how that goes. But all those parts are stripped. I think the bottoms of the doors, I may still use paint stripper on them. I had already started sanding that one, but it wasn't that hard, so I may just sand them. But that's really about it. I didn't get a chance to paint my stars. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just drill some holes. I was gonna weld some a piece of flat stock behind it with a threaded rod, drill a hole in my fence, put a nut and bolt lock washer on the opposite side, and then put, you know, some screws, about four screws in it, just to shoot it into the fence so it doesn't spin, doesn't turn, doesn't move, get loose. But I mean, hell, if somebody's gonna want them that bad, they want to steal them, they got a screwdriver, drill, whatever. Hey, you know, hopefully I don't catch them. But get the cameras hooked up, and I'll have it on video. But we're pretty much done for today. I'm gonna go ahead and get my boots on. Let me go ahead and get those now. Get out of these shoes. I gotta pick up all my bolts and screws and everything that I got laying around. I already picked up the tools. That's pretty much it. I think we're pretty much done for today. So let's go ahead and get this video done, concluded. Again, like, comment, subscribe. We'll cut you back on once I get the next video going. I think at that point, I'll shoot some footage of me sanding the parts, what I'm using, stuff like that. And then that way we can get all that pretty much done, captured in the video, and on to the next move. So again, thank you. Like, comment, subscribe. We're out.
It's time I picked up all the pieces. It's over straight ahead. Let me out of this cage. I'm not listening no more. 'Cause you're the one that's wrong, and you're gonna time I'll soon forget. So far between the lines, I'ma write a new set, a new beginning. Reflecting on the times that were that hard. I've fallen down many times, but I got mad hard. You see, I'm in it to win it.